Can someone please explain to me, and I haven't gotten a legitimate answer to this yet, why over the past month the Lakers have been using Austin Reaves as a glorified role player? It's like they reverted Austin back to year 2 Austin rather than, one of the offensive fixtures on their team that he has been throughout the course of the season, and definitely the early part of the season when they were having a lot of success. It has been really frustrating to watch. For one, because the Lakers' success has very much this season been linked to Austin's success when they are on the court. Meaning, when they have played their best basketball, most of the time it's when Austin Reaves is cooking, right? Luka can score 35 and 10, and they can still lose a game. LeBron can score 30, have a great game, super efficient, they can still lose a game. Typically, if you see Austin Reaves cooking, whether or not Luka and LeBron are out, whether they're on the court, that Lakers team is winning the game. Because, and this isn't a knock on LeBron or Luka, right? That's not at all what I'm getting at. It's just to express the importance of Austin Reaves. This is because he's one of the most connective star players in the NBA, right? You got guys like Steph Curry, who are great chemistry guys, who allow everybody to have opportunity, etc. Austin is very, I don't want to compare him to Steph, but I do want to say that he is very easily one of the best plug and play guys out there, right? You can put him in any scenario, he's going to have success, and he's also going to allow other guys to have success as well. And when you see this, and then you see the way the Lakers have been using him over the past month, I don't know if he's still working back from injury, if the Lakers are trying to work through some different things, whatever the case may be. But if it's a coaching staff thing that's just not putting him in the same positions, then that bugs me. That bugs me as a fan, because very clearly when he plays well and when he is a fixture in the offense, the Lakers are better for it. And we saw that yesterday. We saw that versus the Denver Nuggets yesterday, right? If you look at the beginning of the third quarter, they allowed Austin Reaves to control the offense for the most part, right? They were putting him in pick and rolls with Joker. He was getting downhill. They were making Joker move his feet, etc. And that blossomed into a very competitive second half, right? Because what happened is, right, Austin starts getting downhill. He makes a few plays. Now he's making passes. Now they're playing off those passes. And the chemistry you see just starts to improve. And that carried over for the rest of the second half, even when he stopped being the primary ball handler in most of those situations. And that is what we need more of, right? I know people can, circle back to some of the bad games he's had since coming back from injury, but there is a consistent trend in all of the bad games, the low usage games that he has had. And it is that the Lakers just have not made any sort of intentional effort to get him going in games, right? Him having 5 shots and 2 for 5 shooting going into the second half, or him having 2 points. The game before that, I want to say he had 0 or 2 until like the fourth quarter. Like, this guy was having one of the best offensive seasons in the NBA pre-injury. I'm just not understanding where the disconnect is here. Right now, obviously, I'm not in the locker rooms. I have no idea what's going on. Like, maybe there's something that I don't see. But I do know if the Lakers want to reach the absolute pinnacle of what they can reach, it's going to be because Austin Reaves is playing some of the best basketball of his career. It's not going to be whatever they're doing with him now. Right? And maybe he's still injured and he's trying to play through an injury or what have you, and they're trying to be cognizant of that. I don't really know. But I think you have to start getting this team used to Austin Reaves being that legitimate second option. It's not a tinker battle between him and LeBron anymore, right? Like, LeBron, be that Swiss Army knife that you are. Control those second units when you were the guy on the court with those second units. Play great defense, make good reads, and just control the pace of the game. But when Austin Reaves is on the court, he needs to be the second, and if not the second, or the first, right? And the reason I'm willing to go that far, even though he's not the offensive talent that Luka is for that reason, right? When you have two guys like Luka and Austin, right? Luka is such a special offensive talent that you don't need to call anything for him. You don't need to run any specific actions for him per se, or like, ATOs or, sideline out of bounds and, baseline out of bounds plays, right? Like, you don't necessarily need to do that for him. But when you have a guy like Austin Reaves who's playing alongside a talent like Luka Doncic, he's the guy who should be getting a lot more of those play calls than he's getting right now. I think you need to be, as a coaching staff, way more intentional about getting off Austin Reaves, looks and getting him going at points in the game, because we know Luka in that first quarter he's going to come out guns blazing, right? But in between that, let's get Austin going downhill. Let's get him to the foul line early. Let's get him as a part of the offense. Every few possessions, let's get him, in a pick and roll action, since they love to do those, horn sets and pick and roll actions right off the top, and cross screens at the top, et cetera, et cetera. So with that being said, that's just what I'm seeing. I think, to be fair, the Lakers have made some strides over the past month. They've had, phases throughout the season where, no one's playing good basketball. They've had phases where one guy's playing good, another guy's not. They've had phases where, stars are out. Austin has to do it on his own, or Luka's on his own, or LeBron's on his own, right? There's been a lot of different phases throughout the course of the season. But with these guys healthy, I think they're missing an opportunity right now to really allow them to build chemistry the right way, for lack of a better explanation, to be honest with you. And what I mean by it serves them no good to play Austin in a way that's not going to be conducive for them to reach their ultimate success, for them to only change it later on and have less time to build chemistry around the way they should have been playing in the first place. You get what I'm saying? So where Austin's usage has been so low the past month, now over the next month, let's say, leading into the playoffs, you're going to try and up his usage rate. Well, you should have just been doing that from the jump, right? You should have just been doing that as soon as he came off his minutes restriction, so that the team could get used to what these things are going to look like. Now, at the end of the day, again, Austin is one of the most connective players in the league. He's a great glue guy, for a team, so I don't think it'll be that much of an issue. But it just doesn't make sense to me. And I think that they've lost games because of it over the past 3 to 4 weeks, to be honest with you. But just my thoughts. I think the Lakers have made some strides, right? Defensively, they're playing with more consistent effort. They're looking better. Still a lot of work to be done. They're looking better, and keep in mind that this is just a imperfect roster at the end of the day. But with that being said, this has been, in this phase of their season, that's been the most frustrating thing for me to watch. Just the coaching staff not making a concerted effort to make Austin Reaves a fixture in their offense, when Lord knows that they're not winning without that, right? Or they're not winning anything meaningful without them doing that. So let me know what you guys think. Peace.